Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I think probably the biggest flaw on the 2015 and up, my car's a 2017 WRX, is the transmission. Not the transmission, but more like the shifter. The shifter is like super sloppy. I'll show you guys real quick. And for the stock shifter, it is quite sloppy. And say like if we go into first gear, like I'm in first gear and there's all that play, and then the throws are super long and super sloppy. So today I felt that I could show you guys how to improve your guys' shifter feel. We are going to be installing the Boomba short throw shifter. This is the part that's going to take a long time. For installing that, the Boomba shifter plate. This thing is literally probably 5 pounds, if not heavier. Next is the shifter bushing, full brass shifter bushing, and the shifter stop. So all of that play that you've seen in when my car was in first gear, all that play from left to right, this is gonna let you adjust that play. That's what we're gonna be doing today, working on the 2017 WRX, and hopefully if you guys are having the same issues that probably everybody has, if you guys own one of these cars, hopefully this video will help you guys out, and then I'll be able to give you like a more in-depth review of like what it's like after, and if it's worth the money that it costs to buy all this stuff though. And also, all of the links for all of these parts will be in the description below, so if you guys are wanting any of this stuff, go check out all the links in the description. It's all Amazon stuff, so yeah, let's get started. Alrighty guys, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is release your heat shield, and you just got 4 12mm bolts, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and yeah, pretty easy on that part. Sweet. Now you just want to take out these 4 bolts to the shifter plate with a 10mm.
It's pretty easy to get out.
Yep. Then just take a screwdriver and pry this over. In the way, just like that. A pin on this, we can pop those out. So these pins, they just like splice out, and then you pull those pins out, and then you're able to pull that down and out of the way. Okay, so there is 4 bolts, or 4 nuts, right here, and then right here, and right here. Those are 10mm also. You want to take those out so that we're able to move on to the inside. Okay guys, moving on to the inside, go ahead and put your shifter, it's not like it's hooked up to anything, but go ahead and just like push it back to like where your 4th gear would be. And then moving on to the inside, we're gonna go ahead and disassemble the center console part. Go ahead and flip up your glove box and remove this little liner. Then there's 2 Phillips head screws in here, and then you're also going to want to pop where your e-brake cover is. Pull up on that. And then there is one right here also, a Phillips head. So go ahead and remove those. And then you should just be able to pull this back. There it goes. Your center console, go ahead and just pull this back also. It's going to take a little bit of force. There it goes. Okay, and then you should be able to just pull this up and over, just like that. Okay, so now we just got these 2 Phillips heads. We're gonna go ahead and remove those, and then 4 12mm bolts right through here. Oh, I have to, you also want to go ahead and pull this apart with this tab. I don't know if I got that flathead still in here. There it goes. So it's on both of them, front and back. You gotta be able to push both of those in. It also helps if you got somebody to also pull on both sides while you got a screwdriver trying to push both of them in at the same time. Alright, and then you can just pull up on your shifter assembly and pull the entire thing out. Just like that. I guess we're just gonna take the Phillips screws out for the wiring harness and then the 12mm bolt right here. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and just remove these 7mm nuts right here, and then you also need a 17mm to hold the opposite side of this one right here, which go ahead and push this bolt through. Extra looby. And then go ahead and remove all this side assembly. You know what we should do? Let's take a picture of the way that this looks, the way that it's set up before we actually disconnect this, so we know exactly how these springs set.
Okay.
So you might want to do that too. Oh, well, look at that. It stayed together anyways, even without the pictures. Well, this is coming apart.
Okay, I see. It sits in that groove like that. Okay.
Yep. Okay, and then where the 7mm bolts were, go ahead and pull these pins out. And then you should be able to pull up on this whole subassembly and pull it out of this casing. My hands have so much like grease on them. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Yep, go ahead and remove these 10mm. Alright, go ahead and remove this little gasket and this white piece. And then you have to remove this O-ring. If I can get a good grip on it. There we go. To take a punch, and if you guys can see it right there, we're going to take a punch and punch this out. Okay, and then we can go ahead and just pull the reverse lockout for the stock shifter out. And then you'll be able to take the stock shifter out that is covered in lithium grease. Wow. That is nasty. Yeah. Okay, and then now this is just comparing the two together. If you guys can see the stock shifter and the Boomba, how much longer the throw is compared to the Boomba. Crazy difference. Okay. Okay, now on the Boomba shifter, you want to take some snap rings. You can probably get these at like AutoZone or any local auto parts store. And then it's got the snap ring right here, if you guys can see it. And that's what these are for, to put in there, and then it'll spread this apart to take that out. Just like that. You guys can even see it.
Such a small piece.
Then your spring. Washer. Spring. And then you need to go ahead and remove this Allen key bolt to remove the reverse lockout, go ahead and pull this up. And the only reason for this is so that you're able to slide this back through their original OEM assembly. Just like that. Oh, before I do that though, make sure to go ahead and get you some like white lithium grease and lube the crap out of this so that everything shifts smoothly. Off the stock, off the OEM shifter is going to be this piece right here that is on the end of the shifter, and you want to transfer that onto the Boomba.
Easier. Push.
Got it.
Just like that. Sweet.
Put it back.
Yeah, I got to put it back inside of this. Into the OEM shift assembly. And then put this back on. Have to put that screw back in. Okay, and then once you got that screw back in, go ahead and put your spring back in, and then your washer. And then,
Tricky part.
yeah, this is going to be the hard part, is getting this back on. Okay, and then there's a little groove right inside of this shifter that this clip slides right inside so that you're able to use your reverse. Alrighty guys, the shifter, Boomba shifter is already fully installed. The shift stop and everything though too, we are going to install that once it's actually in the car. So hopefully that full like in-depth detail video showed you guys how to install this Boomba shifter. It really wasn't that bad, but there was a couple little tricky parts, but I would probably say this clip right here on top, if you don't have that tool, I mean, go to like AutoZone or something and get that tool because you probably won't be able to get it off. But this we will actually need to install once this is actually inside the car so that we can adjust where the gates and stuff are. And so let's throw this back inside the car and then move on to the shift stop. Alrighty guys, the Boomba shifter, short throw shifter is installed. Everything on the inside and outside is completely done. We are going to be installing the shift stop, but I just went ahead and kept the center console and everything taken apart just so that we're able to do that a lot easier instead of just trying to get through like the shift boot. So this is going to be my very first reaction on just the Boomba shifter only right now, and if you guys are only wanting to do that only, this will give you guys like a little, I don't know, review of like what I think of it, my very first reaction. So I would definitely say it's more like direct. It feels like just like in my when I did my last short throw shifter in the Genesis, it feels more of like an old action like assault rifle. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but that's what it feels like. If you feel like, I don't know, like a shift and a shift, like it hits the front of the gate and then it goes in. But I think it's great though. Like for now, we still have quite a bit more stuff to do. We still got to do the shift stop, the shifter plate, and the bushing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that stuff right now, and then yeah, and then we'll start putting everything back together.